The following content may contain elements that are not suitable for some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey y'all!
It's Mojo Motion podcast.
We're back. We want to show you guys the venue that we have for today's episode.
Yes, come on. It's a Valentine's Day special.
Yes, y'all. We're having a kink expert, a pleasure expert.
Yes, we're going to talk all things pleasure. Let's go.
I love how it feels today.
No, me too.
Like, I feel like this is giving good vibes.
The sun ain't out though.
I know, that's why I'm worried. I'm like, wait.
Nah, but it's gonna come back out. So y'all, this is the vibes for today.
Yes, let's get into it. They have
look at the view though. Like, look at the view.
They have the villa.
We got the day beds.
Giving.
No, but look at the view. Like, Shelby, I love this.
Ooh. Yeah, I love this too.
Our guest is not here yet, but we're gonna actually figure out where we're gonna set up at.
Yes, we're actually gonna get dressed. Come with us to get dressed.
We're gonna go upstairs.
Lead the way.
Our bag is right there. We just wanna show y'all the makeup room.
Oh, should we bring our bag up?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
This is for the
What's on your mind right now?
Honestly, this guy didn't give me something for Valentine's Day, girl. I'm kind of like,
Yay.
I'm so serious. Like, he's so cut off. I'm not even playing.
Oh,
but
Lord.
we're going to talk about that, though.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it.
In the next episode, not
In
this
the
one.
next episode.
Not this one. Ooh.
So this is our makeup room.
We're going to get ready here. So we might as well put my stuff down.
Yeah, I'm going to put my stuff down.
This is super cute.
A turn of water, always.
Literally. And then look at the views, the balcony.
It's everything. It really is everything.
It's a good vibes. Are you ready to film today?
Yeah, I am. Honestly, it's been a hectic week, though. Like, it's always hectic for podcast week.
I agree. I feel like the podcast allows us to like unwind and talk about us and worry about us.
No, I agree.
Whereas all week it's always about other people.
And I wish we could have dropped this before Valentine's Day.
Me too.
But we just had so much going on.
I agree. And y'all, we're wearing robes today, so I'm excited.
I'm excited too. Y'all, our guest is here.
Yes, let's go get it.
We were trying to figure out where to film at before he gets here.
Hi, how are you?
Hey.
This is long overdue.
Definitely. How you doing?
Good.
Hi, how are you, Jaya? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. Nice to meet you.
Hey, nice
camera
meeting
rolling
you.
already?
Yes, we do. We're getting the little BTS and stuff.
That's always a smart idea.
Yes. We're excited to have you. This is going to be really fun.
This is our team.
Yes.
The only thing is, I need the sun shining on us and not against us.
No, that's what's
We
good.
can either move one of the benches from that table, or we can take that whole couch. Either way.
I like that
Oh,
couch.
okay, let's do the couch.
So should
Yeah.
we give the guest the couch and we have 2 seats? How
You
should we
guys
do
want.
it?
I don't mind either way, but we have the ability to move
'Cause-
enough chairs that everyone can be situated. It's just
Okay.
However you prefer.
Okay.
We've got couch, we've got benches, and then there's those 2 white chairs on the end of the table. All that's up
So
for grabs.
let's figure out if we each want a seat or if me and you want to be on a seat and we give him his own.
Okay.
What you trying to do?
Let me put this down.
I kind of like, would you rather have your own couch?
I don't have a preference actually.
Okay.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers to more life.
Right.
To more life. To more life. Okay.
And a great show.
And a great show.
A great show.
Exactly. Oh well, we haven't tasted the pink one.
Yeah.
It's good. The pink one's good. It's like very delicious. Yeah. It's giving like grape a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I had a conversation the other day with a group of women talking about like we need to bring back titty sucking. Like back in the day.
I love that.
Like
Hey y'all, it's Mojo Motion podcast. I'm KB.
I'm Shelby, and we have a very special guest here today.
Yes, he's a pleasure and intimacy coach, y'all.
It's long overdue. We've been wanting to do this episode for a long time.
Yes,
so.
go ahead and introduce yourself.
yes, I'm super excited to be here. First of all, thanks for having me. My name is SirMarvelous, like you mentioned. I'm a professional dominant, a pleasure coach, and educated. But if we talk, we're gonna have a good
Yes,
conversation.
we're gonna get
Definitely.
into it for Valentine's Day edition. Even though we couldn't drop for Valentine's Day.
We're a
Every
little
day's
late.
Valentine's Day. Though.
Exactly.
Every day is Valentine's Day.
Every day is love day.
Literally.
Absolutely.
Okay, so how's y'all mental health? How are y'all feeling?
That is an amazing question.
That is a good question.
So I've been doing my affirmations every day, so that's been helping.
Okay.
You know, life be life.
Life be life.
Sure do.
You know.
No, for real. So, and today we sipping on some Belaire champagne. Let's do a cheers.
Shout out to them for sending us these products.
Cheers to more life and more
Cheers to more
blessings.
life.
Yes, definitely. My mental health is really good today. I feel like we're at this nice venue, this nice space. I'm feeling very positive today, so, you know,
Me
feeling
too.
good. Yeah.
Let's get into it. I want to.
What about you? What about your mental health?
My mental health is good. Honestly, it's been so much going on this week, though. Like, podcast week is always like, but we're here. We made it.
We made it.
So
Exactly.
we're good. We're good to go.
God got us.
Yes.
Yeah. So you want to get into it?
Yes, let's get into it.
Okay,
Let's dive right
so
in.
as far as like kink and pleasure, like what's your background when it comes to it? How are you educated about it? Like tell us all about it.
So my origin story is actually pretty funny, right? I ended up buying my first sex toy when I was about 16 years old. And the reason that came about is that I was looking for a way to last longer in bed because I was coming fast with my partner at the time.
Wow.
So yeah, I went on Google and I started Googling all the things, and you know how it sends you into a rabbit hole of like all this
Google will
information.
tell you everything,
Everything.
that's not going on.
That's
not going on.
Yeah.
Redirect you into the wrong
For
spot.
real.
I ended up coming across some blogs and some things written by women that were complaining about their sexual experiences with their men, and a lot of them were married for many years. And what I was hearing over and over was that they were not able to have an orgasm during partner sex.
It's usually the married couples too.
Yes, they struggle with that. Years and years of bad sex. Right?
But baby, I'm not marrying you if the sex is not good. I'm sorry.
But
You gotta
sometimes it
test
gets
it
bad
before
over
you buy it,
time.
right.
Yeah.
But so while reading that, I kept seeing that they were talking about like vibrators, that the only time that they can guarantee themselves a orgasm was when they was using a vibrator.
Right.
Now mind you, I'm young, I don't know nothing about no sex toys,
Right.
but I kept hearing the words. So me living in New York City, we have this place called The Village where like it's a whole bunch of stuff going on down there. And I ended up going to a sex store. I wasn't even old enough to get in because you had to be 18 to get in. So I stood outside with like crumbled up money and I asked some guy to go on his way in to just buy me a vibrator.
Yeah.
And he did. He came out and I went home. And the next time that I see my partner, I just kind of like pulled it out and started using it. I didn't know what I was doing, but it ended up being the best mistake that I ever made because I just put the vibrator on her clit while we were having sex. And next thing you know, it blew her mind. She was having orgasm after orgasm.
Oh my God.
Sometimes you just have to try something new.
I agree. Something different.
Yes.
And you know, also too, I feel like what made it so good was that also it was unexpected.
Yes.
I love unexpected sex.
Spontaneous.
So I'm gonna play devil's advocate with that one a little bit because now knowing what I do know, I would have negotiated things. We'll talk about what that word means later, but at that moment it did work for me, and it did spark within me like, hey, if I can buy one toy randomly, not knowing what I'm doing, imagine if I was more intentional. Imagine if I gave some more thought to it. So that's when that seed was planted, so to speak. And years later, I became a bit of a connoisseur of toys and wanting to learn different things, going to classes, reading books, all types of stuff. So my knowledge comes from literally all over the place.
It's crazy how your first sex toy was at 16.
Yes.
Mine was like 18. Yeah, mine was like 18.
What toy was it?
It was a vibrator.
Which kind? Was it a bullet?
No, it wasn't a it was just a regular. It was very simple. I was like, I just need to get the
Straight
job
to the
done
point, yeah.
for myself, self-gratification.
Yeah.
Self-love.
I still haven't tried the rose. I've heard good things.
No, I
about
haven't
it.
tried the rose either.
People have a love-hate relationship with it. Like women complain that it works too good, too fast. And sometimes you want to like,
you want to get into it.
Okay, what's the most common myth about pleasure or kink that you wish people knew the truth about?
Oh yes, that good sex requires a big dick.
Ooh, exactly.
Like, hold on, so it doesn't.
No, you don't need a big dick in order to have pleasurable sex, you know? So
he said it doesn't.
no, it doesn't require that. You know, if you're blessed to have one, that's amazing.
Right.
You know what I mean? But the reality is that sometimes when people are, have you know, I guess all the right things, so to speak, in their mind, they tend to put less effort in.
Right.
So
I think
I've heard a lot of
girth
complaints.
matters,
It
like
does.
the width.
Yes.
Yeah, the width.
Yeah. When I ask people all the time, a woman all the time, would they prefer length or girth? They say both.
Yeah.
But if they had to
the
choose,
girth over
it was
everything.
The
a girth.
thickness is hits way better.
Because you get to feel it more. If it's just long and skinny, I can't feel it.
Long and skinny, I
It's
never
like
prefer.
being poked. Nobody wants to be poked.
Exactly.
Exactly. Punctured.
Yes.
So do you believe like exploring kinks can lead to like deeper emotional connections?
Absolutely, because you know, when you do kink correctly, you have to have certain conversations,
Right.
Because we're talking about, you know, getting a person's consent and understanding possible traumas that a person
Exactly.
may have.
100%.
So when you start having these conversations, you start to kind of unpack people's experiences, and you learn so much more about them that could potentially bring you guys together.
Yeah.
So,
I do truly feel like you have to be close to somebody, like a certain type of closeness,
You do.
in order to feel comfortable to allow yourself to do those certain things.
Because you can't do this right away, right? You have to do this after a while, or can you just go right into this?
So everything varies in levels. You know, I always tell people that we all participate in kink. We just don't know the terminology behind a lot of what we do.
Okay.
For example,
That's
have you
true.
ever had your ass smacked while getting, you know, while having sex?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's a form of impact play. Have you ever been choked while you were having sex?
Yeah.
That's a form of asphyxiation play.
Okay.
Have you ever closed your eyes during sex?
Oh, okay.
Sensory deprivation.
So just naming all those things we didn't even know
realize it was a
impact
part of
play.
that.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know.
What happens is when you get familiar with the terminology, you can kind of go deeper into whatever it is that you like.
Right.
So if for example you like getting spanked while he's hitting it from behind, maybe you might want to look into different forms of impact play, different sensations that could come from it.
Just
and
play
so
into
forth.
different things, try new things.
Absolutely.
Okay. Do you think exploring solo pleasure helps in understanding partnered pleasure?
Oh, yes. So there's something that a good friend of mine is named Kasha. She's a sexologist. She talks about pleasure mapping all the time. And one of the best ways to go about pleasure mapping is to literally watch your partner pleasure themselves.
So you know what she likes.
What they like.
That is a good idea. You know what? I'm going to take that note because even reverse it with women watching the man.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Always.
Clock
It goes both ways.
Clock
It goes both ways.
That is nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that something that you still do till this day?
All the time.
Oh,
All the time.
Okay.
I love watching. I mean, you know, men in general, we're visual creatures.
Yeah.
Okay.
But women, for the guys listening, the women, they like to hear things. So if you get good with audio, if you good with creating stories and creating context behind what happened.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't like talking during sex.
No.
No, I can't do it.
Well,
and I don't even like those little dirty comments. I think it's so cringy.
So you don't like praise during sex? Nobody telling you how beautiful you are?
Okay, that's cool. But I don't like the, talk dirty to me. Or the like,
no.
I hate that so
Or the
cringy.
nut mama.
Oh God. Yeah. So that's another big misconception that because of the term dirty talk, everybody assumes that whenever you're having, you know, any type of dialogue during sex, that it has to be like these
dirty,
these dirty words.
Crazy words,
praise hit hard.
Like words of affirmation.
I like that. I rather
Thank you
prefer
for giving
that.
me this pussy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I missed you. Oh, that type of shit. That gets you way further than
That's
that.
better, yeah.
Okay.
That's way better than,
Okay, we like that. See, that's something that they need to listen to and take note, because for real. So what are some underrated forms of foreplay that people should explore more? Like, give us some tips.
Some new foreplay.
Reading stories to each other. So like reading smut, reading erotica, things of that nature.
Wow, that's
creating
different.
a playlist. I really think that creating a sex playlist is a
Oh my
It's a
God.
good one, yes.
I'm on it.
Sex
I have a
playlist is a
playlist
hitter.
called Do Not Disturb.
D&D.
D&D, like,
He's getting that D and that D.
period. No, but I agree with that.
I like that idea.
Because
Exactly.
you kind of create an experience for one another. So
Yeah.
you know, while you are, whether the intimacy has already started or is in the beginning, or the intense part, when you start to hear the song that you curated together, it starts to get you somewhere. You
Exactly. I like the reading idea. That's actually a really dope idea.
Yeah, it's really
So
different.
reading like sex novels and
Sex
things like
novels, erotica. I mean, I'm a sapiosexual, so I can read anything with a person and
already
get
get
something
turned
from
on,
it. Not
okay.
even get turned on, but just get something from it.
Okay.
Right.
But the reality is what happens is when you start to have conversations about the things that you read, you go in places and talk about things you might have never spoken about before.
Right.
And that's always a powerful experience.
Definitely, always. How can couples build deeper intimacy outside of the bedroom that enhances their pleasure inside the bedroom?
Oh, that's a good question. I gotta sit on that one. How can couples deeper their intimacy outside of the bedroom?
Yeah.
I like that.
Don't be
so,
really sure.
what I love to do is, like, personality quizzes and things of that nature. Again, I'm a big fan of finding ways to have conversations about things you maybe are not brave enough to speak about. Maybe you just are just off the wall topics, so to speak. And you guys kind of figure out like, hey man, I would have never thought that would be something that you'd be interested in.
That's true.
You know, going on different dates.
Just exploring each other's interests together. Vulnerable conversations.
And one thing I always teach is that sometimes things don't have to get you aroused to add value to your intimacy.
Yes, I agree.
For example, I could send you to the spa. Let's say I'm dealing with my partner and I want to fuck her tonight or whatever, right? We want to play.
Foreplay starts at the beginning of the day.
Yes.
I'm already there if you send me to the spa.
Let's say you go to the spa, you're having a relaxing day at the spa, you get a massage, you sit in the hot tub and all the things, right? Those moments may not necessarily turn you on, it may not get your pussy
but it's getting you like, my man is treating me.
So by the time you get home, your body's already kind of prepped for that form of intimacy. So
that relaxation setting.
And that's another thing that Kink does. A lot of the times, and we'll talk more about it as things progress, you know, we do impact play, we do different forms of sensory and sensation play.
Oh, you have some stuff for us.
Yeah. I got some gifts.
I'm excited.
We have a gift for you too, actually. So we actually have a gift for you today. And we heard you didn't get a Valentine's Day gift.
No, I did not.
I would think you have a Valentine.
Right.
Not this year. Hopefully next
so
year.
you don't. So you're single.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Guys, he's single.
We're all single. We didn't get any Valentine's Day gifts either.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So we're each other's gifts. How about that?
Exactly. So go ahead, pass it to him.
We get to do this. This is from
Serenity. Yes. So these are the robes we're actually wearing, guys.
Yes.
And it's so comfortable, and it's
really
just
nice.
it's very what can I say? You can breathe in it.
Yeah, but it's cozy at the same time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not one of those you get hot in it, and I feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love a good robe. I go to play parties a lot, so having something that
that'll look good.
I could, you know,
Wear
feel all sexy in it. Should I open it now?
Yeah, you can open it now. We were gonna tell you to put it on, but
I don't know if it goes with the vibe you're wearing.
yeah.
Oh, nice packaging too.
Right?
I like this. Hold on. I'm sorry. I have some sense. Yes. Oh, wool socks, serene silk mask.
And she did the whole works for him, y'all. I said, okay.
I appreciate that. Hold on. Let me see what. I love me a good. Here we go.
Love us a good robe.
Okay.
Isn't it giving sexy? Like,
Yes.
yes.
Hold on. The New York gotta come out of me. Oh. Yeah, it's very masculine and sexy.
Yes. We were like,
Masculine.
black is the vibe for you.
Yes. I love this. Hold on.
It looks so
It's nice and
good.
heavy and cool at the same time.
No, really good quality, guys.
Very
So definitely
nice.
go purchase your Serenity robes.
You gotta send us a picture when you put it on.
I definitely will.
Yes, we love that.
This is going right where I could use it best at. It's gonna be sexy.
We thought it would be useful.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, I got some ideas. I'm gonna put this to the side.
Okay.
Yeah, glad you enjoyed it.
Thank you.
So let's get back into it, you guys. So, what's the best way to introduce like a new trick to a partner who may not be used to trying new things? What do you think about that?
I love that learning to navigate conversations like this is important.
Right.
You know, creating a safe space first and foremost. For example, letting a person know that anything that you have a conversation about is safe to talk about.
100%.
Because so many times, especially when it comes from men to women, men tend to have very fragile egos.
Yes.
And when you give them any type of feedback about something you may want to try or something that wasn't working for them,
Yes.
they tend to, react in ways that can make a person feel unsafe.
100%.
I always talk about the fact that sometimes engaging in intimacy or talking about intimacy with a man can be one of the most unsafe things.
Yes.
Or most dangerous things
They
you
don't
can do.
provide
I was in
safe space
college and
sometimes.
I was like, maybe we should try this. He's like, oh, you don't like when I do that? I'm like, no, I'm just saying maybe we should try
something
this.
else, yeah.
But I really do feel like it's all about a woman's approach too.
Yeah.
Because their ego does get hurt.
Yes.
They get really into themselves and,
Like, men don't understand that, like, women are very, like, for lack of a better word, scared to express themselves because it can be dangerous. A man can literally get physical with you because you gave him feedback on something that is happening in your experience.
I love how you highlighted that. 100%.
And it shouldn't be taken as a negative. I don't know. I never understand why we can't have a conversation together to talk about how we can make this better.
Because guys, if your woman is coming to you, she's actually caring enough to come to you instead of going to cheat and find somebody else to do it better.
She's gonna find who can do it.
Yeah,
absolutely. So to get back to your question, again, setting a safe space by letting a person know. First of all, part of setting a safe space is making sure that when you want to bring up a conversation, that a person is even ready to have that conversation. Right. Sometimes we try to spontaneously bring up topics, and maybe I'm not in a headspace. Maybe I just finished dealing with work, or
maybe
the kids,
I'm stressed
or
out,
the house, or whatever the case may be. So maybe even setting aside a time where you guys can, relax and unwind and have a conversation in a space that feels neutral and safe for both of you.
Yes.
But
100%.
Also, kind of trying to paint a picture of what your experience is. So many men don't know that women don't have orgasms or don't experience as much pleasure during sex, and they don't know it's a problem.
Yeah.
So if you bring up an idea that you may want to incorporate sex toys or you want to incorporate more foreplay, men don't know why.
Right.
So they're like, I thought everything was good.
I thought you were getting pleasure.
I thought everything was good. Yeah.
DJ Envy literally just was on the Breakfast Club talking about how he was married for 10 plus years and his wife had never experienced an orgasm.
Wow. And he didn't even know.
He didn't even know. She was faking the orgasms the whole time.
Wow.
You understand?
And
I like how he was open about that.
Oh, yeah.
I love that. And one thing I said, I will not be faking it. I'm sorry. I will stay in that bed stiff like this.
No moaning.
And you're going to know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We're not doing that.
Yeah. I'd rather us be truthful.
Yeah. But also it's important to debrief after experiences.
Yeah.
So like having conversations, we debrief in almost every other aspect of our life. You can't have a job without your boss or your manager coming to you and talking about how the week or the month or the last 90 days went. But when it comes to sex or intimacy, things that are very important to us, we don't talk about our experience.
Exactly.
We kind of just like assume everything went good and go about it.
And it's really
day.
important.
Definitely.
It is.
What's a surprising turn off or turn on for you?
A surprising turn off or turn on for me?
Yeah.
So
we should all say ours.
Yeah.
But we'll let him go first.
I'll let y'all go first.
No.
I want him to set the tone.
Set the tone. Go ahead, set the tone.
So, I don't like bad feet. I don't like ugly feet.
Okay.
Oh, there's a lot of men like that too.
Yeah. That's not too surprising.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
and a surprising turn on. I think a surprising turn off for me though, I don't like choking.
You don't like choking?
I don't.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I would say the turn on for me is definitely smells.
Okay.
I love smells. Yeah.
What's a surprising turn off for you? Like something that's just gonna have you like,
I feel like it's out now, so nobody does it. But I don't like the saggy pants.
The saggy pants.
Okay.
For me,
really?
Yeah,
like
fit,
huh?
It can sag, but just like slightly.
Can you do it very demurely?
Yes,
very
I
demurely.
feel like there's a way to do it. It's the better way to say it.
But don't have it
for you. The saggy pants are coming back in style now.
They are
like really back.
Just don't put it underneath your butt,
guys. When it's
let's
like
put
this,
it like halfway on the butt.
Yeah.
Oh, you said saggy, not baggy. Saggy.
No, saggy pants.
Yeah.
When they hang it below their butt, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I
There's a
agree
way
with
to
that.
do it.
Yeah. And then a surprising turn on for us. I don't know. That's a hard one. Like surprising.
Yeah,
What did you say?
So I like
smells.
Oh, I love smells too, though. But that's not surprising.
Yeah.
For me, that's not surprising.
So for me, I mean, I'm kinky, so I guess it's about time the sun's going down. I can bring some shit out, right?
Okay.
So for me, I'm a voyeur and a bit of a stag, which means that I like to watch other people engage in pleasure, and I experience compersion. So whenever I know somebody is experiencing pleasure, whether it's with me or not with me, I get pleasure from it as well.
And define compersions, what you just said.
That's exactly what I just said. Somebody who gets pleasure from the idea of somebody else receiving pleasure.
Okay, good.
Especially when it's not directly related to them. Wow. So I can see you having fun over there, whether it be sexual or non-sexual, and I'm like, I'm happy for her.
And that turns
me on. So,
good.
Again, I'm part of the swinger lifestyle. So if I'm with a partner or somebody that I know that I care for and I see them having sex with somebody else, that would turn me on. Things like that.
I can see that though.
Yeah.
But it has to be good sex. It can't be wet sex.
It can't be some crazy dry shit.
Yeah, like it has
Does
to be
someone
good.
you date have to be okay with swinging?
Yes.
What are you okay?
So that's kind of a hard limit for me because it's something that's a part of my life.
Okay.
And do you run into a lot of women who always come to you and say, you know what, this is not something I'm okay with?
Well, no. I recently just got out of a relationship that lasted 4 years. So, I'm still new to like finding my bearings as it comes to like dating and stuff. My experience on like different chat lines has been pretty fun lately, but you know, I haven't really. I believe in the law of attraction, so I tend to attract people that are into the things that are aligned with the things that I like as well. So it's been a positive experience.
And so, like, what are some common misconceptions about BDSM and Kink Coach? We're going to get into BDSM and all that. We wanted to get into we got a little dark. Let's go into after hours.
After hours.
So one of the biggest misconceptions is that it's painful.
Okay.
Another thing is that it's white people shit, or that it's weird, or that it's non-consensual. All of those things wrapped up into one because of what we've seen on television has been misrepresented.
How they painted it.
Absolutely.
Like 50 Shades of Grey?
Well, 50 Shades of Grey, a lot of people will find it sexy, but a lot of people that are truly into the kink lifestyle, that take it serious was like, yo, a lot of things were done wrong. And, I like the movie. I like the movie. I love it. I read the books. I enjoy it. But I also understand that there was no conversation about consensuality when it came to doing certain things.
They did do the paperwork though, where she was like, "Are you okay with this? Let's take this out."
So there was some moments in it, but I think they could have done a little bit more
in depth
to show people exactly. But it's hard to do that while also trying to make an entertaining show.
I agree.
An entertaining movie.
I agree.
But most people think that BDSM is painful. They get intimidated by some of the things that they've seen on television. And I love showing people that just because something looks scary doesn't mean that it is. And that's part of the reason why I brought some of the things that I have today.
Okay, we're excited.
So, for example, this is one of my favorite tools. I talk about this all the time. This is one of my absolute favorite floggers. And on looks, it probably looks like it could be intimidating, it could be scary, it could be spiky or sharp. But when you touch it, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that okay is literally the mindfuck that I like to provide.
I love this mindfuck.
Yes. So the reason I call it a mindfuck is because it's a learning experience right there.
Right.
To not judge a book or a kink by its cover.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I love the idea of something being intimidating when I approach somebody with something because I want their heartbeat to raise. I want to get that blood flow going. You understand what I'm saying? But when you touch it or when you experience it, again, it goes against what you assume. So now it's like, oh, it's a pleasurable mindfuck. Same thing with some of the other things that I do. I do Fireplay, I do electric play, I do knife play.
And what's Fireplay, electric play, all those things? No, because we gotta get into that.
Yes. So Fireplay is a form of temperature play. And what it does is you actually use fire to stimulate the body with the warmth that comes from it. The accelerant that we use in Fireplay is actually alcohol mixed with a lot of water, so that actually brings down the temperature of the flame. So if anybody's ever played with fire, or the alcohol fire, they have a slight understanding of how different
how to
that
use
fire
it,
can be.
right?
You understand? But the purpose of it is, for example, have you ever had somebody bring you a warm towel after sex?
Yeah.
If you had to think about that, you were dealing with the wrong guys. You understand? But yes, if you ever had somebody bring you a warm towel after sex, that can feel amazing. It almost kind of gives you a reset.
I thought we brought the towel. We brought the warm towel.
So you're the ones that's doing it?
So you're the one that's doing it?
I brought in a warm towel to a guy before.
No, a guy has done it to me before. He's definitely, because after he wipes himself off, he's like, okay, here,
Got you. So that could be a form of temperature play, so to speak. It's not necessarily there to arouse you, but it feels good. Remember how we spoke about earlier, everything is not directly about arousing you or getting your pussy in your dick hard, right? But more so
indirectly
making you feel comfortable. Another example of that would be, have you ever heard of somebody using whipped cream or ice in the bedroom?
Yes, I did that. I did that for someone's birthday.
All right. So that's a form of cold temperature play.
Yes,
I like that.
What happens is when you increase or decrease the temperature on a person's body, an area of the body, you make it very highly sensitive because all that blood is rushing to that area. So nipples will get hard.
Like playing with ice.
Yes.
Okay.
You understand? So it works on both ends. You could do it with cold, but most people enjoy more warm. And the way you can find that out is by asking the person, like, do you take really hot showers? Do you take really hot showers? What you say? So you know the way you feel when you come out, like, oh, you're in that endorphin rush you get from like everything coming alive.
Love that.
It's the same thing that Fireplay can provide. It's the same thing that wax play can provide. I recommend not starting with obviously fire because I'm a professional. Right. But you can get some coconut oil and put it in the microwave for a couple seconds.
A bit warm.
And drip it on the body.
Okay.
That's
a good tip.
Yeah. It's kind of like the hot rock.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So warmness is a great way to get people comfortable, get their body acclimated. And then you could go back and forth. Something like this, I could put it in the freezer, make it cold, and I could drip that hot, warm coconut oil that I spoke about, and then I can drag this cold thing across their body. So it kind of gives that polarity of going back and forth.
So I want to know about the ice, because I've always heard about it, but I've never known how to use it, how it even stimulates somebody. Like, what do you think about that?
So you can use it in different areas of the body. Ice isn't for everybody.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you right now that if it was like a pie chart, it'll probably be like 75% people prefer warm stuff, while 25% prefer cold stuff.
Okay.
You understand? So you want to be a little careful and just, not that it's going to, cause pain or be dangerous per se, but it could be a little shocking to the system.
Yeah.
So pay attention to the temperature in the room. So if a person's already cold and you're adding more cold stuff, that's kind of like,
just experimenting different things.
Increase the temperature, make it warm so that now the ice kind of feels like refreshing.
Okay.
You understand
so
what
like
I'm saying?
the inner thigh?
Yeah, the inner thigh, you can tease
the neck.
body. So what I love to do is I love to you can drag the ice across a person's body and then lick that area.
Oh.
So the warmness from your tongue
Yes,
will
right after the
console it. So
cold.
now they're running towards your tongue. Now they're running towards that feeling that
I like that. He's giving us a little tip.
Giving me the shake. Okay. What's a good beginner move for someone wanting to start like a new sexual move with their partner?
Oh, of course. Well, we could start with blindfolds for those who are
Oh,
comfortable.
yeah, I like the blindfolds. I've done it.
You like
I've done it, yeah.
So sensory deprivation and going slow, practicing, like, people don't understand that going slow is like the secret weapon to building arousal.
Yes.
In the body.
Taking your time.
Taking your time. And I mean, like, if you're going slow, go slower.
Women love a
Exactly.
man that can take their time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And really study.
Yes.
I love that.
Absolutely. Like, you can use different sensations. Everything isn't about the destination, so to speak. It's more about the journey. So stop being so, as much as I talk about the orgasm gap and how women aren't having as many orgasms as they deserve, it should not also be the focus. Like you mentioned, like, come for me, come right now.
Yeah,
that's not it.
That's not it. It's too much
That's
pressure.
not always the goal.
That's because it's a boy, not a man. It's a boy, not a man.
Yeah, take your time, because orgasm should be the symptom of good sex. It shouldn't necessarily be the focus of good sex.
Okay, I like that. I like how he put it.
Definitely.
Should be a symptom. So are there any new trends or kinks in our community or like through social media that you've seen have spiked up?
Oh yeah, like the usage of toys during sex, partner sex.
Yeah.
We spoke about the roles a little bit.
I feel like that's definitely gotten more open and comfortable with like today's age. Yeah.
And anal, I feel like that's popped out a lot more.
Don't talk about anal. That's my favorite thing. That's my favorite thing right there. I know it scares a lot of people, but I gravitate towards the things that look scary to certain people or feel scary. I love the idea of somebody saying, "Oh, I tried anal. I hated it. It was the worst thing."
I'm not gonna lie to you. I told her I wouldn't try anal. She said she would try it though.
I hope you would, but it has to be the right setting.
At the right time. Yeah.
Another misconception is that it has to do with size of the penis and stuff like that. And I have a pretty, I've been blessed.
Okay,
so
you're welcome.
I know for a fact that like it has nothing to do with size. It has everything to do with preparation.
Yes.
You know, so for example, when somebody tells me they had a bad experience anal wise, I'm like, well, how did you guys prepare for it?
He didn't know what he was doing.
It was the henny dick, and he just tried to put it in. And I'm like, that's not.
It's gonna hurt.
First of all, half the time they don't even tell me that they tried to use lube.
Exactly.
Like I recommend people use lube for even vaginal sex.
Yeah.
So I don't care about how much you think your pussy gets wet.
Oh yeah,
right. It's a healthy thing to use lube during sex in general.
So just make sure it's a great.
Okay.
Yes. In addition to that, anal should be only preceded once vaginal orgasms have happened. So if you haven't had no orgasms from your pussy, how are you going?
How are you gonna go straight to the butt?
You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
that makes sense.
You want to also have what's called, dual stimulation. So are you using a vibrator to stimulate the clitoris while you're trying to get inside of her ass? And also, like, have you had any kind of conversations about this before it happened?
Before doing it, I heard you do have to like kind of detox. The woman has to detox before anal or no?
You can.
Like that? Yeah.
You can. It's not necessary. It helps, but it's not necessary. So what you mean by that is like sometimes people will use enemas to like clear out that area. Also, you might want to choose what you eat for that couple of days.
Right.
Like juicing maybe.
Yeah. Something like that. That could be helpful. It's not necessary. I don't want you to think that's all those things. But if you want to put yourself in the best possible position to have successful anal without any mishaps,
then you would recommend detoxing.
Then I would recommend doing that.
Because I know a lot of people wonder, like, will I poop? Will I, during that whole thing?
Some females poop on there.
Yeah.
I like to tell men to treat women like like babies. When a baby makes a mistake, and you know, or not even a mistake, when a baby pisses or shits on themselves, you clean it, and you clean it good, and you treat a woman like that. Shit happens, and I don't mean that just in anal. You could be having really intense sex, she have an orgasm, and she could spot a little bit of something. Take care of her, make sure that she feels like a princess. You know, don't move a muscle. I got you, baby.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Comfortable,
There was a time my first time giving oral, I actually threw up.
Great example.
And his reaction was just like, it's okay.
It's okay.
Like, and I was like, I'm so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed.
But you were happy with his response.
I was happy, exactly.
It's all about how the guy reacts after you make that mistake.
100%.
And that goes back to what I mentioned about, you know, safety, right? Men only think safety means a physical thing. Psychological safety is important. I'm exposing myself to you. I'm doing something that makes me feel the most vulnerable possible. Something may happen. You know, how are you going to handle that? Can I trust that you are?
Is it a safe space?
Is this a safe space for me to be vulnerable? For me to look crazy? For me to look a little silly, or whatever the case may be, or for me to make a mistake and make a mess.
and not be judged.
Exactly.
Right. So many women have held back even squirting orgasms because they are afraid of a man's reaction. You know, and a lot of the times, you know, even the miseducation about what squirt is come from men.
Right.
You know, I always say, like, why are we arguing about whether or not squirt is pee or not? Because it's not. It's been proven that it's not. It's been proven that it's not. But God forbid it was. Ask the woman, does it feel good?
Exactly.
It's like everything is about shutting down the pleasure of a woman. Like, if it feels good to her, doesn't she deserve to feel good?
Exactly. Like, give her that space to do that.
So,
what is the craziest thing you've tried when it comes to pleasure?
The craziest thing?
What's the craziest thing?
I don't use words like crazy, but I feel where you're coming from. Man,
just completely maybe uncommon, like.
Or the freakiest. We'll say the freakiest.
I don't know, man, because it's really hard for me to think backwards because I'm so accepting of a lot of things. You know, you know, as a pleasure coach, I hear some of the, you know, the more outlandish fantasies, and I'm like, how can we make this happen? Literally, people come to me with their fantasies, and the first thing I'm thinking is about getting excited on a safe way we can make it happen. But something that I've done, I've had sex on a plane.
Is it the Mile High Club?
Yes.
That's hilarious.
So, you know, things like that. I've had sex in a castle. I had an orgy in a castle before.
In a castle?
In a castle?
That's actually crazy.
Wait, where was the castle?
In a different country?
No, it was in the Poconos.
Ooh.
Yes, So one of my good friends, Mr. Smalley, she used to throw annual weekend retreats. So she throws play parties. She has a company called Orgasms.
Oh, wow.
I'll share that with you at another time. But yeah, she does these different events all throughout the year, and then she used to have this annual event where she would rent out this huge venue of some sort. And for that year, it was a castle.
Interesting.
It was a 3-day event, and it was amazing. Full of black and beautiful people getting it on.
Ooh. Yeah. So, like, what's one mistake people make trying to please their partner?
Again, going too fast, going too hard. So when you find something a person likes, you overdo it.
Yes, and I like what you said about trying to get to the destination but not enjoying the journey.
Exactly.
That is so true.
Enjoying the journey.
It's boy math. That's what we do. We find something that you like, we're like, we're going to keep it above.
And then it's like, now I don't like it anymore because you overdoing it.
Now it doesn't feel good.
You got to understand that things can become oversensitive.
Yes.
So that's one of it. But also, like, being spontaneous and not negotiating things. So anxiety is the opposite of pleasure.
Okay.
What that means, and my definition of anxiety is when you have questions that haven't been answered yet.
Right.
So I learned from sales and marketing that the best thing that you could do is answer questions before they even get asked. So having conversations about things create anticipation.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So, for example, if I want to try something different, if I want to incorporate a toy, for example, like I mentioned, I bought that first toy when I was 16 years old. Yes, it worked out in my favor. Great for that. But nowadays, I would talk to my partner first. Like, hey, I got this toy. First of all, it's brand new. So you don't have to worry about me using it with somebody else. If it's not
like
brand new,
answering those personal questions that we may have concerns about.
Exactly. You understand what I'm saying? To alleviate those things. Because like you mentioned, you know, certain times partner sex for women can be very dangerous in many ways. And it don't have to be like, the craziest form of danger. Sometimes you just messed up my pH because you did something I wasn't familiar with. Right. So you try something.
Or like sometimes even with anal play, like you think it's okay to go from anal to that.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
You can't
do that.
Yeah.
Right.
You gotta make sure you clean things off. You gotta be conscious of a person's body. You know what I mean?
100%.
Describe the difference between pleasure and performance.
Oh, I love that. So again, that's focusing on performance is focusing on a reaction or a certain type of, I guess you could say reaction, like again being orgasm focused, which in theory I could see why certain people think it's not a big deal.
Right.
Like, I'm trying to give you an orgasm. What's the problem with that?
Yeah.
But you're putting too much pressure.
And you're kind of sending signals to the woman's brain like, okay,
if I don't have
one, he's gonna get mad.
Yes, and that would just runs further away.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's why I like to use reverse psychology during pleasure. You know what I mean? The last thing I'm gonna tell you is, unless you're begging to come, the last thing I'm gonna say is come for me or or you about to come. I'm not asking those questions. In fact, I'm telling you, you better not think about coming. Because guess what? The inner brat inside that woman is like, oh what?
Oh nah, I'm gonna do this.
What? You know what I'm saying? So guess what? Now that is working in my favor to think of to challenge her in that way. I think every woman. I think everybody, man or woman, has a brat, but women definitely got the inner brat. You telling them what not to do, that's the first thing you think about. Like, hold on, who you talking to?
Definitely like that. Like, nah, I'm gonna show you.
Exactly.
So how can someone become more like in tune with their own sexual desires and pleasures?
Read more, go to classes, become more open-minded to learning about different things. Understanding that some of the things that we've learned have been, it's just been we've been miseducated about a lot.
Yes.
And what we've seen on television isn't a fair share of education. Most people's only sex education or pleasure education, excuse me, because I think it's a difference between sex education and pleasure education.
Oh,
We've all had a version of sex education. STDs, pregnancies, avoid them. We understand that. That's important.
But learning how to better sex is
Pleasure sex is pleasurable sex education is different. And the only time people can think about what they learn is what they've seen in porn, and porn is not real. I'm gonna say this one more time.
It stays.
Porn is not real.
Exactly.
Right? It's not real and it's not realistic. You know? So don't base what you want your sex to look like based on something that actors are performing.
Exactly. That's a good one.
To the Fireplay.
Yeah, definitely. Let's try it.
I would love to give one of you guys a fire massage, whoever's brave enough to get started, just on your leg.
She's the risk taker.
Yeah, I love that. I say that because I don't look at it as a risk because I've been doing it for so long. And I understand the science behind a lot of what it is that I do. But I like to describe my style as a combination of intimidation and sensual. So I understand that some things that I have or some things that I talk about are going to be intimidating.
Of course.
And I want it to be that way. I want it to be. There's nothing wrong with being excited about something, a little nervous about something. Like, oh my God, I don't know what's coming next. That is literally the epitome of what
it's a nice thrill.
Right. You understand?
Is that why people find pleasure in pain?
Yes and no. So that's a different form of pleasurable experience. But a better example would be like why people enjoy like roller coasters or skydiving or jet skiing and things of that nature, the thrill. Because we want to feel like we're on the edge of our seat, like we're risking our lives, but we don't actually want to die. So that's part of it. So some of the things that I do are going to create that like nerve-wracking feeling within your body. Like, oh my God, he's about to put fire on my leg. Am I sure I'm ready for this?
You gotta show the camera.
I'm going to do it.
You're going to show? Okay.
I'm going to have you put your leg up on top of my leg if that's okay. You're going to come closer. Come a little closer.
Well, you say come closer, yeah.
And you're going to put your leg right up here, all right? And I'm going to show you what it feels like. I'm going to show you what it looks like on my hand before I touch your body, all right?
Okay.
So I'm not going to touch your body until I show you what it looks like on my hand first.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
So I'm using it on my hands, you see? All right, and now I'm gonna transfer it to your skin. Is that painful?
Oh, no.
Is that painful for you?
No. Feels good.
It feels good, right?
Yeah.
Kind of thrilling, especially.
Is it hot?
It's like.
It's warm.
Yeah.
But actually, you describe it. Is that painful for you?
Yeah. How does it feel?
It feels like I feel like I'm getting wet. I didn't mean to say it like that, but like it feels like I'm being
Moisturize. Oh, moisturize. Oh, it sounded like you were getting aroused.
Yeah, you did good. I like the way it sounded first.
I like the way it sounded too.
Yeah. But again, that's fire, right? And I get it. Most people are gonna find fire fucking intimidating.
Right.
Right.
Putting fire on your skin or
It's
your
crazy.
nipples. I put it on people's pussy, their asshole, everything.
Oh my
so
God.
that sounds crazy, but when you start to understand the science behind what it is that we're doing, how we're able to keep people safe,
Right.
and how it may actually lead to arousal. Again, this is with us just being here, you know, filming in front of like a million cameras and other people.
Yeah,
of
course, literally.
So imagine, you know, music
Like
is
that
playing,
intimate setting, right?
And I'm rubbing you and I'm
Yes,
affirming you.
you're getting
and
into
all the
the-
things that's happening, and I'm going in these areas.
Right.
It's
everything.
It's a vibe. You know,
Well,
would you like to experience it?
Sure.
All right, you're gonna switch seats.
Okay.
All right.
We're gonna switch.
I'm gonna do the same thing, even though you see me do it on her. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna put it on my body first.
Okay.
She threw her leg up there so fast.
She's ready.
So I want you to see, I'm putting it on my hand, right? And you can touch your hand. Don't be nervous.
I got scared.
That's okay. Nothing wrong with being afraid.
Oh,
Is that painful?
no.
All right, I'm going to go on your upper thigh, okay?
Okay. Oh, the fire is a nice sensation.
That's exactly what I
I
would
love
describe.
that.
Yeah.
So
It's
yeah,
like
imagine that
warm-
in an intimate
like a
setting
warm
with your
oil.
man.
It's like a
Yeah, I
warm
love
but
this.
I can put it on any area of the body. And
I
I'll
like
tell you,
that.
when it goes on your clit, it feels like,
Ooh,
oh my God.
it feels amazing.
It's-
Okay.
It's shockingly good.
Okay.
We
Because your
love
body is
that.
telling you it feels good. Your brain is like, bitch, you crazy.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? There's fire on your pussy
But it's
right
like,
now.
I like
So
it. I
you're-
want
But I want
more.
more of it. You know
So
what
you're
I'm
kind of playing with the psychology of the
Yeah.
brain.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's exactly
I
what's
got you.
happening.
Well, what's an underrated like spot that a female likes on their body
Ooh.
that guys don't pay enough attention
I feel like, oh, that's a great question. I feel like the old school fundamentals we are lacking. Like I was having a conversation the other day with a group of women talking about like we need to bring back titty sucking. Like back in the days,
I love that.
like back in the days,
it.
it was a thing. Like, and you know, we weren't supposed to be doing that in high school. But like, when you're young,
That's
when you're full of
crazy.
cum, it's like everybody wants to suck a titty.
I'm
You know
gonna be
what I'm
so
saying?
honest with y'all. I don't feel anything. I don't feel
love
no
it.
sensation in my
Well, I'll
boobs.
put fire in your nipples and we'll see about that.
Then
But
okay.
There's levels. I'm joking.
there
but,
is.
you know.
There's levels to it,
You
right?
know, but or ice, maybe you just need more sensation. In that
Okay.
area.
Yes.
Maybe some more intention.
Since you have some boobs, you can
I love
feel
my
it.
tits.
See me, I'm like, nah, just go straight to the
I
ass.
promise you, I can show you right now on my Fat Life. I just posted the fact that women with the smallest boobs love their titties sucked the most. So don't think that it is about big boobs. It'd be the opposite. The women with the bigger boobs get tired of everybody just gravitating
just
to
going
boys.
to
And
that.
sometimes like all you want to do is go to my boobs.
Yeah.
And then the ones with the smaller boobs like, yo, what about my boobs?
No, because I had a guy go to my boobs and I was just looking at him like, you don't know what you're doing. Like, it doesn't feel like anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, and that's another thing about focusing. So if that's all he was, again, advice to you, if that's all you were focusing on, then that will be not enough. But
Right.
if you're touching other parts of the body,
like
you're
doing
warming it up,
everything
and then don't
else.
go for it. Like I tell people in my coaching program, you go around the areola, but don't touch the nipple. Go around the labia of the legs, but don't actually touch the
Like
the
tease
clitoris.
her.
Tease
Tease
her.
her.
Yeah.
Make a woman be like, do it already. Make her ask for it. Same
okay.
thing when
Very
you're about to
true.
penetrate her. You know,
Yeah.
rub the outside of her pussy for as long as you can.
Everyone knows
Tease
that
her.
trick.
Yeah.
Make her beg for you to put it inside of her versus doing it. You know, you
Right.
want to use that reverse
Are y'all
psychology.
listening? Are y'all
Exactly.
listening?
He's giving free game.
For real. I know that's right.
But so to answer your question about some underrated areas, I would say the fundamentals is what we need to get back to.
Yes.
So sucking titties, kissing necks, like
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Love a
I mean,
good neck kiss.
I'm this ain't for everybody, but it's for the most people that do it. I haven't had any bad responses from it, but I love biting on the neck. Like I'm a vampire. Like my inner, I tell people that my what they call it, the spirit animal
Yeah,
is
is a vampire.
Is it like a nibble or
Because
like a bite?
because I growl on the neck.
Ooh.
You understand?
like-
I growl on the neck, and then I kind of just latch on, and I just use little pressure, and then I go up in increments. Ooh. So it's not about it being sharp or painful. It's just about you feeling like my prey. You know, mind you, I'm stimulating other areas. I might be rubbing your bones. I might be, touching other areas of your body. I might be having you hold a vibrator on your clit.
Okay, so you're not focused on, is it her? Like, you're into it. And I think that's what men kind of lack. It's like the woman is thinking too much in bed. We're thinking too much. Just do it.
Exactly. Let's just go with the flow.
So how do you guide someone who wants to explore like dominance or submission but is afraid of doing it wrong?
I love that question. So first and foremost, we got to get the definitions understood. One of the biggest things that people get wrong about dominance and submission is that you have to be submissive to be submissive, so to speak.
Yes.
Like what I mean by that is that people that derive pleasure from the idea of being submissive means that they like the idea of having a break, to turn their brain off from having to make decisions, from always having to be in control. And it really comes from those people who have those leadership roles in other areas of their lives, who tend to be taking care of everything and everyone else. They are the people that really like the idea of having a break from that. They want to be able to come home and not have to make those decisions, and at the very least have a space that they don't have to make those decisions in, which could most likely be the bedroom. You know, when I get back outside, I'm that boss bitch, I'm the this, that,
okay, but when I'm in that bedroom,
like, I can let my hair down.
I can let my hair down. Tell me what to do, tell me what to wear, tell me how to all the things. You know what I'm saying? So, but it could also look different. Dominance has nothing to do with, barking orders or having a flogger and spanking people. That has nothing to do with dominance. Dominance is taking that leadership role, taking that initiative, being the pleaser. Y'all have been dominant in many areas of your lives, believe it or not, especially when it comes to sex. If you are the type to create a beautiful ambiance by lighting a few candles, setting the mood by turning down the lights, putting on a sexy playlist, that's you taking charge. That's you creating the initiative. Controlling literally. The mood. You understand? If you're the type of person to tell your man, like, lay back, don't worry, tonight is about you. I'm just going to suck your dick and rub you. That's dominance. That's sensual dominance.
And I feel like men don't take enough dominance. They don't.
Exactly, because we think that a lot of times we mistaken dominance for masculines or dominance for being a man. Like,
two different things.
No, I want to be dominated. Shit, lay me the fuck down. Tell me not to think about anything.
I know that's
right. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
that's nothing wrong with that. But and also a person who truly takes the position, seriously, isn't there to do what they want to do to you. They want to do what you want done to you. They want to try to give you experience that you would derive pleasure from. So being a submissive or having a submissive role or taking a submissive role has nothing to do with who you are as a person, and more to do with like, man, I could use a break from having to make all these decisions. And being a dom has nothing to do with bossing people around, but more so giving a person a break from having to take those decisions.
Giving her that break will allow her to actually have an orgasm. That's how you get it right there.
There you go.
That's how you do it.
I know you mentioned pleasure mapping. What is the roadmap to that? How do we set that up?
So, first of all, getting comfortable with the idea that your partner experiences pleasure outside of you. I've heard that people have a problem with their partners masturbating.
I've heard that too. We've talked to
a lot of men, they have trouble with that. A lot of men I've met.
Like, what? That's crazy. How you gonna tell somebody not to have a relationship with themselves?
Exactly.
And so that's first and foremost, is understanding that there are going to be pleasures that exceed what you and your partner do. So getting comfortable with that first, and then again, get into a space where you can have a conversation about what the goal of pleasure mapping is.
100%.
Like, when's the last time, you read an article on pleasure? You can literally go and Google and
educate yourself. How we all read books. How about you educate yourself on pleasure? That makes sense. Can we cheers to that, y'all?
Yes.
Let's cheers to that. Educate yourselves on pleasure.
Yes.
I love that. Yes.
So
I agree 1,000%.
And then it's like you build excitement to try something new.
Yes.
When you read and you learn something, like, I'm a sapiosexual through and through. The things don't have to be sexual in order for me to be turned on from it or to feel good from it. You know what I mean? I love the idea of learning something and applying that shit. I'm an avid chess player. I'm like really good at chess. So it's no better feeling than learning something new and then going to the chess park and going to Harlem and playing with my guys. We gambling and I'm like, oh, that's some new shit. I just learned that shit yesterday. Yo, it feels good. And we can do that sexually. You can literally watch my podcast, read some of my reviews, take my classes, come to my performances, and learn something and go home and try it that day or that night. And that shit is empowering.
Wow. Has it been good for you to live in Atlanta?
So I haven't fully transitioned to Atlanta. I'll tell you that, to be truthful. So I got my space out there. I do spend time there, but I still have my New York City dungeon. So I spend a lot of time in New York City, working with my clients and things of that nature, because I haven't opened up a second dungeon in Atlanta just yet. You know what I mean? But I love
we gotta go see the dungeon.
Yes.
Yeah, we do.
Hold on.
Yes, it is a thing.
We gotta take a trip.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Long overdue, though. I feel like we talked about it previously.
Most definitely.
Yeah, that's gonna be for the Patreon. Y'all gonna have to pay to see that.
Yeah, most definitely.
But I love Atlanta. I've traveled there, countless times. I love the food. I love the culture. I love the people. I love the space.
And that's why, honestly, we haven't even told our podcast. We're actually really gonna make that move.
Yeah.
New information. We'll get into it next episode. But
but definitely happening. I think it'd be good for our podcast and just for our personal growth as well. What's a fantasy that more people have than they admit?
Oh, for women, a lot of women have shared with me that they have fantasized about having a threesome with two men. But it has to be
such a common one.
But it has to be where the focus is pleasuring her.
Right.
Yes. About worshiping her, sensual.
So
and they have to be men that are confident in their sexuality.
I was always so opposed to that fantasy though. Like I actually had a friend who was like, no, I would love that. And I'm like, I don't think I would like that.
So
just because people associate it with the train.
It doesn't like. Oh
I just think I would be too overwhelmed. I think I would be like, hold on, how do I handle this?
Hold on, chill. So. All right, I want to ask you a question. Why is the word train a bad word? I'm not saying that you think it is. I'm just asking for the people.
It's like society. Society made it a bad word.
Yeah. We use terminology to describe things that men do all the time, and it's totally okay. For example, a man could go to Vegas right now and have sex with 5 beautiful women, come back to wherever he lives and brag about it, show pictures about it, videos, everything. Everybody's giving him high fives, right? Mind you, none of the women probably had an orgasm.
Right.
A woman does the same thing. She goes to Vegas, has sex with 5, men, and it's amazing. All of the men done bust a nut. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She gets back, she's a slut, she's a whore, she can't be white, she's no longer used. But again, somehow a man's value goes up because he's had more experience. I've literally had this conversation where if you listen to some of our greatest love songs, it's about a man bragging about how much of a hoe he used to be. And now he's ready to settle. I didn't have sex with all these women and I'm ready to settle down with you now.
It's a double standard.
Let a woman does that. Let a woman do that. I've been fucked from this, and the third, and now I'm ready to settle down with you. Imagine
a woman telling a man that. The man is not going to be okay with that.
He's not going to be okay with that, but we feel like our value goes up. I truly believe that we have it reversed. Like somewhere, like the message has been reversed. I truly believe that women should be encouraged to explore more because y'all are multi-orgasmic. Y'all have the ability to have different types of orgasms.
So learn that.
Yes.
Learn that. Explore
that. You should know. Like, first of all, you can never outfuck a woman. Period. I'm sorry. The only time that she wants to stop having sex is when it starts to hurt or when it becomes redundant.
100%.
But if it's pleasurable and it's good, she can keep going again. And even if y'all do stop at the same time, she'll be ready to go again before you are. So how do you get to have sex with more people than she does?
But she doesn't, right?
I like
but
that.
You want her to be
I like that.
Then when you marry her, you want her to be a virgin, but you want her to be a freak in the sheets.
Yeah, exactly.
But how when she hasn't been able to explore that?
That doesn't make any sense.
I like that. So like for Valentine's Day edition, like tell some of our viewers, what are some creative ways to turn a special night into a full sensational experience, but like beyond just dinner and gifts and things like that?
Oils and massages.
All right. This is going to sound a little like plain, but I would say redecorating your room. Redecorating your room to set the intention for intimacy. You know, going into a space. I highly recommend, like, obviously going to a hotel or another space, especially if you're in a relationship where like you do a lot of different things in that same bedroom. You handle the kids, you handle your work, you do all these other things. So sometimes it may not be the most sexual space. So sometimes redecorating it,
turn it into something new.
Turn it into something different. Have a plan. Lay some things out that you may want to try or use for that particular night to create that anticipation.
Set the mood, basically.
Set the mood. You know what I mean? Make it a whole day of it, babe. go away for a couple hours. You're not allowed to come back here until 6 o'clock.
I like
You understand?
that.
So when they walk in, she already sees the
That
intention.
goes back from a man taking initiative.
Yeah.
Men don't do that. They don't even think. They're not even like, let me try something new for this holiday. They're not saying that. They're always like, oh, let me just get her this.
And I want to be clear. When I say like decorate the room, yes, there could be balloons and rose petals. That could be included, but that can't be the only thing.
Right, that's very simple.
That's very simple.
Yes.
That's like, again, women appreciate effort.
Yes.
You know, men appreciate effort too. I don't want to be only biased, but I'm just trying to show that in order for us to get more of what we want, we got to make sure that we
the woman is exactly.
Can
y'all listen to him? In order for a man to get what they want, the woman has to feel that effort, has to feel that, has to feel good.
Mm-hmm.
I love when a man can just come into a room and just dominate the room. I love that.
Yes, leave a place better than when you found it.
Yes.
I know that's right.
What's a cool role play scenario?
Oh, I like.
What's your favorite one?
I like cops and robbers.
So I like
nurse and patient.
I like teacher and student.
Oh, clap it. I like teacher and student too. I saw a show that literally was a teacher and like a kid and like that was getting me flustered.
I just said that was getting me flustered.
I love that one. Man, it's so crazy. I just wrote a bunch of different role plays things down. And I can't remember them off the top of my head, but teacher and student is definitely my favorite.
That's
maybe
the common one.
Boss and assistant.
Ooh,
you know,
that's why I like cops and robbers, because I could be the cop and he could
lock me up.
I like the idea of giving people impossible tasks. I like the idea of coming into a room and going, you think this is clean enough?
Right.
You know what I mean? Drops to your knees. You know what I mean? Like it could definitely create some fun.
Like if you had to design the ultimate pleasure-filled night, what would it look like?
Oh man. So for sure, it would be a regular day where we're able to have fun in some form of activity. Maybe it's roller skating, maybe it's rock climbing, maybe it's like going to an arcade, something fun. But during that time, I'm gonna have like a remote control vibrator inside her pussy.
Like so you can do it whenever she's not expecting.
As soon as she thinks she's about to win, I'm like,
and she's like,
you know what I mean?
Listen, you know something. I love that.
Stuff like that. I
honestly want to try that.
Yes,
we have to try that.
Yeah.
We have to try that with our partner.
That's something that we've talked about a long time ago.
Definitely.
You could try. You could go to my my website on bedroomcandy.com. So and we have some remote control toys on there.
We love that. We love that.
SirMarvelous.com and click on the toy link.
Okay.
And you can figure
Definitely
that out.
buying it from you for sure.
But,
most definitely.
Yeah. So there's. So as far as like that would be like some of the foreplay. I also like the idea of giving a person instructions for the day.
Ooh, telling what to do. Yeah.
Telling you what to do. You know what you can look forward to.
Oh, I like that.
Or do you like treasure hunts?
Oh, I love a treasure
hunt.
I haven't had one in years, but that listen.
Going back to those old times.
Treasure hunts, we don't do that anymore.
No, we don't. That's what I'm saying. He literally mentioned that earlier in the episode. Going back to those old traditions.
Love that. That makes it more interesting and fun.
Yes.
So there we go. See, sometimes I gotta give myself permission to be kinky. So one of the experiences that I do provide is something that's called C&C, which is consensual, non-consensual pleasure, right?
Okay.
Which is where you're acting like this isn't what you want, AKA trigger warning, rape play for some people, right? What that could look like is like perhaps being kidnapped by somebody you actually trust and that you plan. So the idea is I can send something to your phone once everything is consensually negotiated.
Right.
I can send you a list of things to do. I want you to go to Target. I want you to go to this aisle and pick up this and this, that, and the third. I need you to park your car in this particular section and go to this store, go to Starbucks, pick up this, that, and the third. And somewhere along those lines,
I can see how that could be
I'm going to pump up in that parking lot and scoop you into the car and take you back to the dungeon and do some things to you. You know what I mean?
Shit.
So again,
it gets serious.
some of the fantasies that a lot of women share are fantasies that are taboo because they're the epitome of what make women feel unsafe in real life.
What Sade say? You give me the sweetest taboo. For real.
That's exactly. I never thought about that lyric that way, but it actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But again, key word, you want to do it where she's actually safe. You're doing it with somebody who actually wants this, not so much just because somebody says I've had fantasies of rape play or
Exactly.
CNC doesn't mean that they want it to be done by a complete stranger.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or in an unsafe
That's
way.
that blindfold stuff for me though, because I'm like, I gotta trust you for you to just blindfold me and take me. That's scary.
Yeah,
crazy.
I would love to do that, but it's just definitely scary.
Because leaving me there is crazy.
Yeah.
That's a huge fear, and that's why I would negotiate that before talking with a person.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
Right.
listen,
You have to have those conversations.
You feel uncomfortable, and anybody has ever had a session with me, they could contest. Y'all can talk about it in the comments. The first thing I do when I'm done tying somebody up is I say, if at any point in time, it's almost like a strip. At any point in time, if you feel uncomfortable, just say yellow, and I'll tie you right away.
Yeah, it's having a safe word.
Exactly.
Having a safe word.
Yeah.
So what's one pleasure tip everybody should try? Just
use a vibrator during sex.
Vibrator,
Like when we're literally like.
Yeah, so while the
it?
dick is inside your pussy, yes, if you want me to get visual, right? Put this on your clitoris and hold it there, right?
Wow.
You hold it there. You control that pleasure and allow him to stroke.
Because you're gonna know right away where to go.
Yeah, you're gonna know where to go. And the clitoris has one job and one job only.
Right.
Do you know what that job is?
What?
To deliver pleasure.
To just deliver.
That's the only job. Every other part of our body has multi-functions.
Right.
The only thing that your clitoris is there to do is to give you pleasure. And men and women tend to miss out on activating or using that part of your body. Right. People are quick to be like, God don't make mistakes, but he also gave us a clip.
Okay.
So the reality is that if it's for pleasure, use it.
Exactly.
Clock that.
Exactly. How can singles celebrate their sexuality and pleasure?
Yes, for all the singles, because we're single, all of us right here. Let's wrap this episode up with that.
Yes. So one thing that I would recommend is obviously self-love, self-care.
Of course.
Setting your affirmations, setting your intentions. There are play parties for single people. We haven't gotten a chance to talk about those types of things, but there are safe spaces that are
that explore those things.
That are vetted places that you can go to. Like I'm going to be a part of a party in Atlanta on the 22nd of this month.
It's a sex party?
It's a sex party.
Oh.
Yes. Everybody that's invited, the only people that are allowed to get in are people that are vetted, so they can have to pass certain criteria.
Oh, like getting STD tested and things like that. Wow. I love that though, because we're engaging in the safety part of it.
Exactly.
I love
you
that.
also want to answer certain questions to make sure people have a good head on their shoulders.
Right.
Because we don't want to just let any knucklehead in the party. So it's not about the amount of money. You can't pay to get in certain these parties. You know what I mean? It's not about the
safety, really.
It's about the safety. It's about creating that community,
100%.
that environment. You understand?
Safe space,
So those are spaces. And a lot of times, those parties consist of people that are not even there to have sex per se. They're open to it.
Just like explore some new things.
Sometimes you might want to sit back, smoke
and
some
just
weed,
watch.
Dance, talk, play some games.
That's how we move into Atlanta.
So you don't even have to do anything. You just sit.
Okay, that's my vibe. I'm gonna go there with you, and we're gonna be scoping. Like, okay, period.
I like good music.
I love good music.
Okay, good.
That's why when we were talking, I was overshare a little bit. When we were all talking, it's like, oh, we'll go to the club, we'll go to this party. I'm like, I don't know, loud music ain't me no more because after going to the parties that I go to, it's such a Sade vibe.
Different type of vibe. It's a Sade vibe.
We got robes on, we chilling. It's relaxed, it's cool. We ain't gotta, what's your name? Where you from?
Yeah, like doing too much.
I can't hear you. Like, turn the music
like this
down.
is not even sexy.
It's not sexy. You know what I mean? But we got couches, we got hookah, we got everything you got to do.
I love that.
It's a little lower.
I like
People are a little sexier.
Okay.
There's a little more
What do you wear to a sex party?
What you got on right now?
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Period. And on that note, we're gonna wrap it up.
It was good having you, okay?
Excellent.
It was nice seeing you. Yes. Thank you so much for coming on our platform.
Thank you.
Yes.
So,
All right, we're done.
Anything you want to say before we leave?
Oh, yes. Let me plug myself.
Yes, go ahead.
All right. So you can find me at SirMarvelous.com. Please sign up for my mailing list at SirMarvelous.com because as much as I want you to follow my Instagram, my Twitter, and all the other platforms that I'm a part of, signing up for my mailing list is the best way to stay up to date with all things Marvelous. I have a 6-week coaching program for people who are interested in learning about kink, the lifestyle, just exploring different forms of intimacy and pleasure. I have a book out called Foreplay 101, which is 101 ideas that you can use for foreplay.
We're gonna get
book coming out, a SirMarvelous introduction to BDSM, a marvelous introduction to BDSM. All of that is coming. Showing the loyal fans for some visuals on things that you can do, some new ideas. But that all starts by going to SirMarvelous.com.
Yes.
Be careful. If you read the reviews, you may need an extra pair of panties.
And one thing we're going to say is if you want to attend those sex parties, definitely purchase your Serenity robes. So comfortable.
Serenity got us these robes, and they're so nice, guys.
Yes, we love them
good.
so much.
Yes.
Mojo Motion out.